parcel arrived today from Hattons. What could it be? Let's find out, shall we? Roll the intros. Hello YouTubers and welcome back to Chelmsford Junction. I'm Peter. As you can tell from the title, we have quite a nice package that's arrived from Hattons today. It was ordered yesterday at about 2:45. I wasn't expecting it today, even though I asked for 24-hour delivery on it because it was ordered a bit late, but it has arrived today. So without further ado, we're going to get down to baseball level and have a look. It hasn't even been out the box yet, so I'll be seeing it for the first time, so you'll be seeing or hearing my reactions from the very first second I open the box. So let's get down to baseball level. So as you can see guys, it is a pretty large box. So without further ado, let's get this box open and let's find out what I ordered from Hattons yesterday. Now like I said, this was ordered about 2:45, 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, Monday afternoon. And even though I asked for DPD to bring it, because obviously Royal Mail are having problems at the moment with the snow, I wasn't expecting this today, because the lady said, you know, it is a bit late ordering, so it might not be today, so I can guarantee definitely Wednesday. But today is Tuesday and it arrived about an hour or so ago, and it's roughly at 3 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. So literally a 24-hour delivery service from Hattons. As always, a great big thumbs up there guys. Brilliant service as always. Without further ado, let's get the box open and let's have a look inside. So as you can tell from usual, Hattons, first of all you get the lovely bubble wrap. You get obviously the invoice from Hattons. Pop that over there. You get the usual catalogue book. This looks like it's the Christmas 2020 edition, so obviously it's a bit old, but still might be some of the bargains in this book. Might be worth a look through. But the main thing that we're waiting for is the item itself inside. Now, I've been doing a bit of thinking the past couple of weeks, and all my attention on my railway has been on the station side and the construction of the 4th main line. And I've neglected my depot scene for a very, very long time. So I thought it was about time that I start doing a bit of work on my depot. So for the depot, I have bought the DCC Concepts DCD-MGS-BR. I'll say that again for you guys without getting tongue-tied. It is the DCC Concepts DCD-MGS-BR. And what it is, it's the 12 times BR free lights ground signals. Now, without further ado, guys, I'm just going to quickly pause the camera because there's some staples along here that I need to take off. So I'll just get the staples off and I'll open it once I've got the staples off. Hold on, guys. So, at long last, guys, I got those 4 staples out and they were not exactly easy. So, without further ado, let's get the back off and see what we get. Now, straight away, you can see quite a large instruction manual, which is printed on both sides, and it also gives you more of the DCC Concepts range. One of the things that I will be getting from DCC Concepts that is actually not on here is the alpha meter for the layout, so they're going to come in very handy. But what we need to look at is this section here, and there's all your instructions and how to set this system up. Now, I've never had one of these systems before, so we'll find out what we get. So what can we get in the packaging? We get, zoom you in a bit guys, there we go. We get a pack of 3 that looks like you could put 2 signals into one port, so you could probably obviously have two signals at either end of a piece of line. That when you switch one of them, then the other one, say like this one was on green and this one was on red, and obviously if you switched them, this one would go green and this one would go to red. That's possibly what I think they could be for. There is another little package here. You get a nice drill bit there. I'm not sure what size it is. Let me try and look for you guys. Looks like it's a 3mm drill bit, and you get obviously a little set of screws there, which I would believe that obviously is for the other piece that we're looking at. So let's get it fully out the packaging. This is the brains of the operation. What you would do is, if I get it around the right way, is you would connect two wires from your bus line to this socket here, and obviously you would plug all your signals into the relative ports, and obviously that will tell you obviously what DCC address you just asked it to come up, and obviously these are probably programming buttons. These can be daisy chained, so you do get a piece of wire here that obviously you could connect to this one, and then you could run this to another one of these panels, I believe. Like I said, guys, I've never used this system before. It's completely new to me, so we will find out as I go along, and I will be doing a how to put them together, how to program them video as well. And it also looks like you've got an on-off switch there, just there, because it says on and off. So I presume that's an on-off switch there. And then obviously you get your 12 signals, which if I try and get one out, try and find out how they come out. Looks like they're all tangled up. Yeah, let me just pause the camera, guys, and untangle the wires, and I'll get back to you. So it just took me a couple of seconds because all the wires were in a little bundle and had a little metal cable tie around them. So let's get one of these signals out for you guys so we can have a decent look at them. Comes in this little foam pad which helps protect it from being damaged in transit. Here we go. Let's bring it up. So here's the usual British Rail late steam. Let's get focus. That's better. So as you can see, it's obviously going to be two white lights possibly and a red light there. So you get 3 LEDs. You get a little plate there that obviously goes and rests on the ground of your baseboards, and that will obviously be for your identification plate for this signal. You have to obviously drill a 3mm hole for this pole to go through, but on the end of the wire, and they're not exactly long wires, but you can get extension cables from DCC Concepts, I do believe. They will send you obviously the extension wires and obviously packs of, say, like these little plates here that have probably got one connection on one end and one connection on the other end, and obviously you just connect the two together and away you go. But obviously you're going to have to really think about where you're going to situate your little control panel underneath your baseboards. So wherever you do put them is obviously you've got to be able to try and reach the boards with the length of the wire. Obviously you could cut the wires and solder extensions on yourself, but I think personally it'd be better to try and get the extension cables. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to pause the camera again, and I'm going to get a little DCC bus wire hooked up, and we'll see if we can get this actually working on my system. So welcome back, guys. Sorry about that. So what you're going to need straight away is to start getting these up and running. You're going to obviously need your Mimic panel. Nice length of your black and red positive and negative feed wires. Now these can go straight from the control system that you're using, or if you're using a bus wire system, these can go straight from your bus wires. So my bus wire runs the whole length of under here, so I have blocks under here that I use, as I've showed you in other videos. So I will be connecting these two wires into one of these quickly and get them hooked into the Mimic panel. So I've temporarily plugged these two into my bus wire connected underneath. Now what I'm going to do now is just rest them over my knee, is get the Mimic panel, and with a small flathead screwdriver I'm just going to undo the two screws for the connecting block just there. And bear in mind, these are, like I said, a flathead screwdriver, so you're going to need some tiny ones. That is quite a tiny one there. I'm just going to pop that down there 2 seconds. Then going to get the two wires ends ready, hence why you need your cutters. So just take a little tiny bit off of each end and quickly thread them. And what I always do, just to have a bit of security, is bend it over just like that, so there's a bit more for the screw to grip onto. Just do this very quickly for you guys. As you guys know, I don't do any editing on my videos, so what you see is absolute real time, and you'll see how quickly it takes you to do this. Now, looking at the instructions, it doesn't say whether it's polarity conscious, so I'm just going to go for black to the bottom. Just try and squeeze this little wire in and quickly do up the screw. And put the red in. Make sure you've got no wires straying, because you don't want to do a short circuit. Now, I know for a fact that both those wires are now fully in that little block. So the next thing I'm going to do is pull two signals out of the block, and let's see if we can get some life out of the signals. Now it is a little bit fiddly to get them out, guys, because obviously they are tight, they are small, and they are made from bits of plastic, so you do have to be a bit careful when you're getting them in and out. That's one out. Let's just get the second one. And like I said, guys, these are ground signals, so these wouldn't normally be used on a main line. Now, looking at the end of the clip, it looks like it has to go in a certain way. So I'm just going to pick up the board here, and the two electrical contacts on the board are up the top. So obviously you need to get it round the right way. Make sure the connection blocks are around the right way, and hopefully you just push them in. Maybe I've got it round the wrong way, so let's spin it round and see if I have got it round the wrong way. Yep, so the tabs attached to the signals, the electrical contacts have got to go face down. So that's something for you guys, for you to bear in mind, guys. The electrical contacts have to go downwards. So I'm just plugging two signals in here, as you can see here, and there you go. I'm just going to put the Mimic panel down there and pop them there. Just going to go grab some masking tape, guys, so we can put these masking tape onto these so that we've got, so you can see them better. Hold on, guys. So now I've wired up the Mimic panel to my DCC bus wires, and I've just got two of the signals for quickness and plugged them into that port there for that signal. and that port there for that signal. Now the reason there is a gap between the two plugs is on the board you get 12 signals in the pack, and you get 24 ports on the actual Mimic board. So for argument's sake, you could use these two here. So you could have this port going to just there, and the one that's empty could be just here. Now this one could be on red and this one could be on green, kind of thing. And if you switched it, then this one would be on green and this one would be on red. I hope you can understand that, guys. So obviously you could have two signals. Obviously if you had a train at this end saying, right, you can proceed, this one would be red, so the train at the other end wouldn't be able to proceed, if that makes sense. So without further ado, let's turn them on. This is the first time I've turned them on myself. And look at that, beautifully they've come to life. Now you can see you have the red at the left hand side and white at the right hand side, and again on the second one. Now how you change the signals is, I'm going to bring me NCE in here and try and keep this in shot as well as the signals. What you're going to need to do is, from the factory, this is programmed for 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on until you get to 12, which again I will show you on the next clip of how you change the address to your way of doing things. So at the moment it's at the factory set of 0, 1 for the first signal, so I'm going to go 0, select accessory, let's just put the Mimic panel back, select number 1 and enter. Then obviously on the NCE asks you for 1 or 2. Now I'm going to press number 2 and hopefully you should see this signal change colour. And there you go. And you can see on the Mimic panel it's come up as number address 1 and it's just gone off. So again I'm going to change that back. So select accessory, number 1, yes please. And I'm going to ask you to go back to red. There you have it. And I'll show you for number 2, so select accessory, number 2, hit the enter key, and I'm going to ask it to change from danger to proceed. As you can see, the top white lights come on and the bottom red has gone off. So I'm now going to put that back to danger, so select accessory, number 2, yes, and I'm going to ask it for number 1. And there you go. You can see the Mimic panel has said number 2, so number 2 has just been told to do something. It has done that operation, so now the number 2 has now gone out. Now the next stage of the operation is to change the Mimic panel from the addresses that it is to the address that I want it to. Now I'm going to go for a different address, so let me just quickly go through the instructions, guys, so have a look, see how you do it, and then I'll get back to you. So now we know that the signals are up and running and working, we are now going to change the address. So to change the address, what you have to do is turn the system off, press and hold one of the accessory keys. It doesn't say which one you have to press, so you can press either one. So I'm going to press and hold this one down and then toggle up, put the toggle up. Now as you can see, it's now powered on and that 0 is now flashing. Now like I said, the factory set is set from accessory number 1 through to number 12. Now for me, I want it at 300. So the way you do that is you use this button here to scroll through the numbers that you want to put it to. Now for argument's sake, I was going to put this as 9001. You then use this, you go through that, get it to go onto the one you want to change, and then you can scroll through the numbers like that. But for me, I'm going to put mine from 300 to 312. Now all you have to do is, you haven't got to do them individually, you just go to this one, put it up to number 3, over to the number 1, because I want that one there as 300s. So you click that until it goes to 0. Once you've done that, you press and hold this button here. It comes up yes. So that tells me now that I have now just reprogrammed this from the factory set of 01 to 012 to 300 to 311. Or that's what we think we've done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask this signal here, which now should be 300s. So we're going to go onto the system, click accessory, and we're going to want 300, enter, press number 2, and hopefully this one here should change, which it does, and the mimic panel is saying 300. So programming this system, guys, is so easy, and to believe, just make sure that obviously you can definitely see that it's programmed all of them. Select accessory, 300s, I'm going to put it back to danger. So I'm going to click enter, and number 1, it's now gone back to danger. So select accessory, 301, enter, and I'm going to ask you to go to proceed. And as you can see, 301's come up, and it's now got a clear aspect. So we'll put it back to danger. Select accessory, 301, enter, and 1. And it's gone back to danger. So you can see, guys, this system, oops, sorry for touching the camera now, guys, is so simple to get up and running, program, and obviously install. Now, obviously, when you go to install it, guys, you're going to have to make sure that, like you said, the mimic panel, the wires from the signals are not that long. So I'm going to completely bring it down a bit. You can see those wires are not that long. So if you're going to have a signal up here, right at the far end, up there, and another one over there, then you're obviously going to have to extend the wires. But for what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be putting some over in that area there for now, until I can get myself some extension cables, and then I will extend the system with the other 4 signals into the depot. So the next time I come onto this video, guys, I will have this couple of signals in with this wired in down below, and we'll be up and running. So stay tuned, guys, I'll be back soon. Now, as I was saying, guys, in the pack that you get from DCC Concepts, you get a little drill bit. Now, going on here, this is a 3mm drill bit, as I thought it was. Now, I've measured the poles on the actual signal itself, and they are 3mm. But unfortunately, if I pick up one of my other signals very quickly, and the drill bit, what DCC Concepts haven't taken in mind is there's your drill bit that they provide. I'm going to place it over the top. Now, as you can see clearly, if I get you in close, the tabs of the bit 4 that goes into the mimic panel are still prominent over the drill bit. So what I've gone and done is I've gone and got a 5mm drill bit. As you can see here, I have actually done the first one. You can see the wire going through there. And then what I've done is I've had to get, where is it? Let me put it, there it is. I've got hold of one of my small files. Now this is a complete round one. And what I've done is I've gone into the 5mm hole and then gone that way and filed and filed and filed until I've got the right size of hole that I can just about push the white clip carefully through the hole. And how I push it through the hole is, let me just grab this other little tool that I've got here, is I've got one of these dentist tools, that I use for things like ballasting and things like that. And I've got this end here, which is kind of like a little bit of a hook. Now, it's just big enough to push something through the 18mm of baseboard. So when you are installing these signals, guys, even though DCC Concepts give you a 3mm drill bit, you might as well just toss it away. You're going to need a 5mm drill bit and a round file to make the hole bigger, so you can get that little connector through the baseboard. So just bear that in mind, guys. I'm going to carry on installing the signals along here, guys, and then at the last bit of the video will be actually them installed and up and running and already going. So I'm going to crack on with this bit, guys, and I'll come back to you. So as you can see, guys, we are now under the baseboards, and what you're looking at is that is the actual Mimic panel. And as you can see, the negative and positive wire from the bus system has been put into the block there, and you can follow it over, goes up to there, and then follows that set of wires there into my block 2. I had a spare pin 5 and a pin 10 on that block, so the negative from the Mimic board has gone to pin 5 and the positive has gone to pin 10. Now, as you can see, there is 4 ground signals, one there, and there. They are now in and glued, and as you can see, they are connected as follows into the first pin, and that is my 300s. That one is in 301, 302 and 303. 304 and 305 at the moment are blank and left free because they will be going, the signals will be coming from the fuel point, which is right under there somewhere. And if you come over to this side, you can see that I've got one in that pin there, that one there, that one there, and that one there. And these two here will be working their way to just on the other side of those point motors there. So that will protect, there'll be 2 signals facing that way. So when locos are coming into the depot, they can either get a red or a positive aspect. Now with these ones, I'm going to have to, as you can see, the wires are very short. So I'm having to cut the wire in the middle for the 2 over there and solder my own extension wires, obviously in length, so it can get to these 2 sets of pins here. And obviously I'll have to do the same for the fuel point that way for them 2 there. But as you can see, you've already got the first 4 in place there, and if we go a bit further down, you will see another 4 in place there. And I've just got to double check this one because obviously it's not lit up, but obviously it's probably haven't not pushed the pins in far enough, so I will double check that in a little minute. But as you can see, they are now working. If I turn the lights out, you can clearly see that there is light bleed on the top section, but when the camera isn't on and you're looking at it with your normal eyes, it's not too bad. So there you go, guys. There's 8 of my DCC Concepts ground signals in, up and running. So there you have it, guys. The DCC Concepts DCD-MGS-BR-D 12 pack with Mimic panel ground colour light signals. Now as you can see, they are a nice little addition to the layout, a nice addition to the depot. when it comes to the length of the wire, it is very short. So to wire them up to your Mimic panel from all different places of your depot or your stationary or wherever you're using the ground signals is going to be a bit of an issue. So you are going to have to either buy the extensions from DCC Concepts. I have had a look online and I actually can't find them. So I'm going to have to go down the route of soldering extension wires of my own, obviously red and black, to the signals to make them be able to reach. How much did it cost me? Obviously £85. It does sound a lot, £85, but you've got to remember you are getting 12 signals plus a DCC, for want of better words, chip, where you've got 12 straight signals already DCC programmed. Obviously you've got the Mimic panel as well, which obviously you can use as a display item if you're using it for a control panel. But for me, leaving it under the board, I don't need to see the number on the display panel. As long as I know that I've set the decoders to the right numbers, then I'm happy. So I hope this film has been an entertaining one for you guys, and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the like button. If you've got any questions regarding the ground signals from DCC Concepts, please don't be afraid to ask. I will answer as best as I can. I'm not an expert. It's the first time that I've used them, so I will answer with an honest answer. And if I can't answer it, I will say, right, why don't you contact DCC Concepts or somebody that may know a bit more than what I do. Again, if you've got any suggestions further for what I could do on the railway, again, put any questions or suggestions down in the bottom comments. If you're a subscriber, a great big thumbs up. And again, thank you to the new subscribers that have come on recently. Much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying the content and hope you enjoy future content from my channel. Until the next time, guys, please do take care of yourselves, take care of our NHS and look after each other. If you want to carry on watching videos from my channel, there should be a link coming up here and here. Until the next time, guys, happy modelling and bye-bye for now.